Hare Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hope you all did not find any difficulty in coming to Brahmaloka. Today we are in Brahmaloka and from here we go to Kailasha.
Shivalok, Sadashivalok.
Sadashivalok. So we are going to go to spiritual world today. Are you all excited? Let us welcome with this Gauranga Darshan Prabhu with 3 loud enthusiastic. Prabhuji is actually not feeling well that much, but we all should pray that his health should become better and better so that he continues to give the pravana that he is giving us. Not leave us somewhere in some planet in between. Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauranga Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees who are coming every day to this Bruhad Bhagavatamruta series. I must mention today we have with us Her Grace Jahanavi Jeevan Mataji from Melbourne, Australia. So they came to Hyderabad. It's a surprise for me to see them suddenly. So as I said some time back, there are few places on the planet where I feel at home and I feel that devotees have very good loving relationships with each other and they are eager for Krishna Katha. One is Melbourne, apart from the Bhakti Center. And their son is also here, Gopalji, Venugopal. He just became an adult. He was a kid so far at GEV. So thank you very much. Mataji is like my second mother. In the last 3 days, we have seen the first 2 chapters of Bruhad Bhagavatamruta, where Narada Muni met a wonderful Vaishnava Brahmana at Prayag and appreciated him, saying that you are the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. But out of his deep humility, this Prayag Brahman said, no, I am not the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. That king in the southern India who built hundreds of temples of Lord Vishnu in his kingdom, who hosted hundreds of mendicants and visitors and pilgrims in his kingdom, and so many sages migrated to his kingdom. So he is the pure Vaishnava. He is the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. So Narada Muni went. When Narada Muni met this Vaishnava king and appreciated him, he said, no, I am just a human being. How much charity can I give? How much service can I do? Devatas are the best recipients of Krishna's mercy, and amongst them Indra is the best. He is the king. And the Lord personally resides as Vamanadev, as Upendra in Indra's planet, receiving his worship in person every day. Then later, Narada Muni went to Indra. Indra said, why are you praising me, my dear Narada Muni? Are you not aware that your own father, Brahma, is the best recipient of Krishna's mercy? He is directly the son of Lord Vishnu. And I am definitely not the best recipient of Krishna's mercy because I have committed so many mistakes. And whatever mercy that the Lord showed upon me is just a formality or some indirect mercy, or he used me as an instrument to show some mercy on some of the other pure Vaishnavas because I am not up to their standard. So everybody is humbly admitting their own faults and shortcomings and appreciating another Vaishnava. That's the constant theme of Bhagavatamruta. Then Narada Muni went to Brahmaloka. He met Brahma and glorified him. And Brahma kind of became annoyed, slightly chastised, scolded Narada Muni and said, I am definitely not the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. I have committed so many offenses. All my subordinates, like the Devatas, they committed so many offenses. And all the Rakshasas whom I have created, they committed even more offenses. And they offended Vaishnavas. So when I empower somebody who is an offender of Vaishnava, that offense, that Vaishnava parat comes into my account. I have empowered Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, all that the Lord in his form as Narasimhadev personally gave me a caution not to give benedictions to demons. Still I gave benedictions. I am such a great offender. One who offends a Vaishnava breaks the heart of the Lord, and one who breaks the heart of the Lord is the greatest offender of both Vaishnava and the Lord, and how can he be the best recipient of Krishna's mercy? So Brahma is humbly highlighting all his shortcomings and faults, humbly and honestly, and is saying that Shiva is the best recipient of Krishna's mercy, and he glorified Lord Shiva. Then Narada Muni, as soon as he has heard this glorification of Lord Shiva, he looked in the direction of Kailasa, which is below Brahmaloka. But Brahma told Narada Muni, don't look there, look there. So you raise your head, don't lower your head. Because Sadashivaloka is there in the spiritual world. You need to cross the coverings of the universe, go and meet Lord Shiva and his eternal consort Parvati and his eternal associates who are all Vaishnavas. All of them together are doing Harinam Sankirtan in Sadashivaloka. Then Narada Muni went to Shiva's planet in the spiritual realm, Prapanchatita. Now, in all the previous two chapters, Narada Muni met maybe a couple of Vaishnavas in each chapter, but this entire chapter is dedicated only to Shiva. Because Shiva is Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambho, the conversation between Shiva and Narada Muni was quite longer than the previous conversations. If you found that the previous conversations are too elaborate, if you felt like that, but it will be too slow now. Not slow, too deep. Right? We'll have a lot to discuss. So Narada Muni first went to Shivaloka and he was delighted to see Hara worshipping Hari. Hara is Shiva and Hari is Krishna. and he's offering so many beautiful prayers. Sanatana Goswami refers to a beautiful prayer offered by Lord Shiva in the Ilavrita Varsha, mentioned in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhaje bhajanyarana pada pankajam. That is a beautiful prayer. So Shiva is offering those prayers. He saw Shiva worshipping Lord Sankarshan. Lord Sankarshan is the favorite form of Lord Shiva. Just like Narasimhadev is the favorite form of Prahlad Maharaj, Ram is the favorite form of Hanuman. Vrindavan Krishna is the favorite form of the gopis. Similarly, Sankarshan is the favorite form of Lord Shiva. So he is worshipping Lord Sankarshana, and along with him there is Mother Parvati and so many other associates, Vaishnava associates of Lord Shiva. So all of them together are doing Harinam Sankirtan. They are dancing, they are chanting. Especially Mother Parvati is clapping her hands when Shiva is dancing in ecstasy. And Nandishvara is playing some musical instruments. And many other associates of the Lord are playing kartal, mridanga and all musical instruments, and they are doing great Sankirtan of the Lord. And Narada Muni became ecstatic, and he also started dancing, seeing this ecstasy. So Narada Muni is known for playing his veena and chanting the names of the Lord in great ecstasy. He is very popular for that. So now Lord Shiva is worshipping the deity of Sankarshan. If you see in Indraloka, Indra was worshipping Vamanadev. In Shivaloka, Shiva is worshipping Sankarshan. In Kimpurusha Loka, Hanumanji will be worshipping a deity of Lord Ramachandra. And in Brahmaloka, he was worshipping Lord Mahapurusha. Brahma is worshipping Mahapurusha. So this worship is not only meant for neophytes. Definitely, for neophytes, worship is specially recommended, undoubtedly. Because by worshipping the Lord, by offering some royal paraphernalia to the Lord, by offering dhupa, deepa, naivedya, chamara, vision to the Lord, you will realize his importance, you will respect him. So all this is great. But one who has already realized his greatness, his importance, why are they worshipping? Why such advanced souls also have to worship the deities? Deities are directly the forms of the Lord. Why is it so? Answer is simple. A neophyte worships the Lord to develop love for the Lord. An advanced devotee worships the Lord to express love for the Lord. This is a demonstration of love, that is development of love. So they are invoking their love. They are slowly evolving in their love for the Lord, and here they are already evolved in the love, now they are expressing that evolved love. But in either case, worshipping the Lord is a part of a devotee's sadhana, or even if the devotee is perfected also, it's a part of the Lord's, part of devotee's expression of love. Now, Shiva is worshipping, and Narada Muni witnessed this whole beautiful worship. He came closer, hoping to touch the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, who is the best friend of all Vaishnavas. He is described as Vaishnavaika Priyo. The Priya, the dearest personality of all Vaishnavas is Lord Shiva. So, but, and Narada Muni simply made one statement. He will elaborately glorify Shiva later, but he just made one statement. Oh Shiva, you are the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. I can see you worshipping so lovingly the Lord, so you are the best recipient. And Narada Muni started offering prayers to Lord Shiva. He glorified Shiva. And then Shiva became very humble and angry. Humble anger. So he first covered his ears and he forcefully spoke with anger. Because Shiva is also superior to Narada Muni. He can scold. He can become angry. But Indra cannot become angry. That Vaishnava king cannot become angry. So he said that Narada Muni, why are you glorifying me? I am just a humble servant of Vaishnavas. You are the chief of all Vaishnavas. So when Lord Shiva denied the praise of Narada Muni. Narada Muni was initially shocked, but Narada Muni thought of offering a softer praise. He is a little persistent. Although you are denying my praise, I am not going to accept it anymore. Earlier, with Indra, with Vaishnava king, with the Prayaga Brahmana and with Brahma, Narada Muni praised for some time, and they immediately refuted the praise and praised another Vaishnava. But here Narada Muni praised Shiva and Shiva denied it. Narada Muni again praised him. Again praised him, second round. Then again second round of refutation came up. So Shiva said, I am not the Lord of the universe. I am not the object of Krishna's mercy. I am just a poor soul hankering for the favor of the servants of the servants of the servants of Lord Krishna. I am so lowly. Shiva is saying this because I am not fortunate enough to have that love that these loving servants of Krishna has. Therefore I am hankering for that love. I am begging them for that love. As a humble beggar, mendicant, I go and beg for some Krishna Prema from those devotees who possess that Krishna Prema. You can see this attitude of Lord Shiva in Vrindavan also. Once he goes to Yashoda Mata and begs Mother Yashoda for some darshan of little baby Krishna at that time, right? And Lord Shiva, it's not mentioned here, but something that I remember, Shiva wanted entrance in Rasa Leela. But Shiva came there, he was not looking feminine at all. He is wearing this bhasma all over his body, holding a trishula, snakes all over his body, and he looks totally different, nowhere close to a gopi's palm. Then some gopis at the entrance said, you want to participate in Rasa Leela with Krishna? You want to dance with Krishna? Yes, I want to. What is this avatar? I mean, what is this attire? You have to transform your form as a female, then only you can enter Rasa Leela. Then Shiva said, I am ready. He said, I am ready to sacrifice my malehood, my manhood, and become a woman to participate in the Rasa Krida. Now, many times people may give up many things. People may give up their property, their position, etc. But Shiva is ready to give up his malehood also, just to become a gopi. Then Shiva became a female, but he's still holding Trishula and then snake ornaments around his neck like a gopi, Gopeshwar Mahadev. Anyways, so that is the extent to which Shiva is desperate for the mercy of Vaishnavas or Vaishnavis. So then Narada Muni offered a softer praise. He said that Shiva, you know the confidential and mysterious glories of Vishnu and all the Vaishnavas. And many exalted Vaishnavas come to take your shelter to get some Vishnu Bhakti. And how can you deny my praise? The best of the Vaishnavas aspire for your mercy, and you are saying that you are aspiring for their mercy. Then Shiva felt even more embarrassed, and Shiva could not maintain his gravity. He, with his both hands, he closed the mouth of Narada Muni. Enough, stop speaking. You should not speak anymore like this. Then Shiva praises Krishna's mercy. He says, please recite. Aho vichitra gambhira mahimadbhir madhishvarahan. Aho vichitra gambhira mahima. Please look at the most grave and wonderful mercy of the Lord. The Lord's mercy is immeasurably deep. It's inconceivable. And it's like an ocean whose shore is invisible. The qualities of the Lord are unrestricted, countless. So he says, Vividheshu aparadheshu, but me, I have committed so many offenses. I have committed unlimited offenses. And nopekshita kriteshvapi. And still the Lord did not reject me. I committed so many offenses by supporting so many demons, etc., by giving benedictions to demons, by empowering the demons. The Lord had to take in different incarnations to counteract these demons and save his devotees, but still the Lord never considered that I have offended him. He was always merciful towards me. So then Narada Muni again argued, back and forth going on. Till now there is no back and forth, but no back and forth. Narada Muni argued that yes, Shiva, you are very dear to Lord Krishna, I have enough proofs. My father told, Brahma said, how can you deny Brahma's words? Let me tell you. Krishna, although you are claiming that you have committed so many offenses, Krishna never considered your offenses. Krishna never took your offenses seriously. Narada Muni is saying to Shiva. Very important principle here. When another Vaishnava, another devotee comes to us saying that they have done some mistake, feeling guilty, feeling repentant, we should not just again make them feel embarrassed and guilty, saying, yes, you have committed that mistake. You are like this, you are like this. We can't just beat a dead snake. They say, right? Beating a dead snake. At least when they are admitting their faults, at least when they are saying that I have made a mistake and they realize the mistake, they are admitting the mistake, they are apologizing for the mistake, they are trying to rectify for that mistake, they are trying to repent for the mistake, they are trying not to do that mistake again, still you can't hold them responsible for that mistake. Everybody, they may have a haunting past, but they will have a promising future if they take shelter of Krishna. Daivi hiyasha gunamayi mama maya dharatyaya mamevaya prapatyante mayametam tarantite. Because of the influence of Maya, a conditioned soul, although trying to do sadhana, may commit some mistakes, but that mistakes will not disqualify him for Krishna's mercy. If they are deliberate, of course, Krishna may give them some punishment. But if they are accidental, Krishna forgives them. And even if they are deliberate also, if they repent and they try not to repeat the mistakes, yes, Krishna is there to accommodate them, to show them further mercy. So, api chet suduracharo bhajate mamananja bhag sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vavishito vidhisaha. Even if somebody does sudurachara, you should just consider them as sadhu if they stick to the path of bhakti, right? So coming back to Shiva's context, of course Shiva has not done any mistakes, but out of his humility, he is saying that I have done so many mistakes, I have offended the Lord. When he said it, then Narada Muni says, even if you claim to have performed so many offenses, please understand the Lord loves you. The Lord never took your offenses seriously. He not only forgave you for your so-called offenses, he forgave your devotees also, even if they are demons. He forgave Banasur. Lord Krishna forgave Banasur for kidnapping his grandson. Banasur fought against Krishna. Banasur acted like a demon, although he appeared in the family of a great devotee, Bali Maharaj. Great devotee Prahlad Maharaj, he did not follow the footsteps of Bali Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. He became a demon. He acted like any other ordinary demon. He did not inherit the qualities, devotional qualities of his ancestors. So, still, Lord Krishna is accommodative. See, Krishna is merciful upon Prahlad Maharaj because he became a pure devotee. Krishna is merciful upon Bali Maharaj, he was a pure devotee. But why was Krishna merciful on Banasur? He was not a pure devotee. He was not a devotee only. He was a demon. He was acting like a demon. He was offending Vaishnavas. Still Krishna was merciful upon Banasur. Why? Because of Lord Shiva. Because Shiva's connection is there. He worshipped Lord Shiva. He pleased Lord Shiva by beating Mridanga with 1,000 hands. Krishna thought, somehow or the other, this Banasur gave some pleasure to my purest devotee, my dearest devotee Shiva. Therefore, let me forgive Banasur. See, directly or indirectly, if you happen to perform even little seva to a Vaishnava, Krishna becomes so merciful upon you. That is seen in the example of Banasur. So Narada Muni is highlighting this. And he says, Shiva gave imperfect boons to the enemies of Vaishnavas. Now you see, Shiva, you are claiming that you have benedicted some demons and thus you offended Shiva, offended Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. But please understand, we know your mood already. You did not give perfect benedictions or very great benedictions to the demons. Let me tell you one story. In the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, there is a comical person, comedian, named Poundraka. Right? So he claimed himself to be God. He thought of himself as real Vasudeva and he sent a letter to real Vasudeva. He said, I am the boss. I have descended on this planet for paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. I am the real Vasudeva. I have the real symbols of Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. But I have heard that there is somebody who resembles me. His name is Krishna, Vasudeva. He is claiming himself to be God and people are worshipping him. So, oh Vasudeva, so-called Vasudeva, you give up your symbols, give up your name, give up my dress, give up my crown, give up my attire and surrender unto me. I will protect you. Mamekam Sharanam Raja. He told this to Krishna himself. And Krishna and Ugrasena Maharaj, Balaram, all the Yadus in the Sudharma assembly hall laughed. And Krishna gave a warning to that person, to cut the long story short, and Krishna personally came to Kashi, Varanasi. At that time, Poundraka, although he is the king of Karusha dynasty, Poundraka was staying with his friend Kashi Raja. This Poundraka was glorified by so many people, and that's how he believed that he is God. So Krishna came and saw him for the first time. It's like seeing a mirror. Krishna is accustomed to seeing Uddhava, who is exactly resembling himself. But Uddhava never claimed himself to be God. But he also looked like a drama artist wearing the dress and ornaments and garlands of Krishna. And Krishna laughed loudly. And to cut the long story short, Krishna killed him. And Krishna also killed Kashi Raja, who supported him. Now the main story begins. This Kashi Raja had a son named Sudakshina. This Sudakshina went and worshipped Lord Shiva. He said, oh Shiva, this Krishna came and killed my father for no reason. So you give me some power by which I can kill Krishna, kill the killer of my father. Then Lord Shiva said, oh, you worship me, I am obliged to offer you benediction. Shiva said, okay, I will give you some special fire called Dakshinagni fire. If you employ this Dakshinagni fire towards those who offend Brahmanas, they will be destroyed. Otherwise, that fire will come back to you. Fire will be backfired and you will be burnt in that fire. He said, okay. And this fellow, this Sudakshina did not understand. He only understood that I got Dakshinagni fire to destroy Dwarka, to destroy Krishna. But he did not understand the clause there. That will work only in the case of people who are offenders of Brahmanas. But Krishna is Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanitaya. How can it work against Krishna? Impossible. But still, Shiva gave that benediction. And Sudakshina thought that Shiva gave a benediction. And everybody thought that, oh, Shiva is empowering people who are planning to kill Krishna. But see, the kind of benediction that Shiva gave is totally against that demon only. Although he is apparently empowering the demon, blessing the demon, but he is not at all supporting the demon. He is only planning for his own destruction, isn't it? So Narada Muni says, my dear Shiva, although you are humble enough to claim that you are offender of the Lord, you have offended the Lord by empowering those who are against the Lord and Vaishnavas, this is how you are indirectly benedicting them. So your boons are also not offenses. See the subtler nuances here. Shiva is finding every single reason to claim that he is not the best recipient of Krishna's mercy and is so fallen, he is so lowly. And Narada Muni is trying to do research, finding some logic and arguments and reasoning and becoming like a lawyer, advocate to find out that whatever mistakes that Shiva is claiming that he has done, they are not actually mistakes. They are Shiva's glories. Many times in this material world, in our interactions with others, our endeavor is to prove others wrong. But amongst Vaishnavas, discussions are of a different flavor. Their endeavor is to prove others right and prove themselves wrong. Their endeavor is to offer credits to others and accept any blame. But materialistic people,
or even struggling sadhakas, their endeavor is to claim credit and shift blame. Totally opposite. So the more we are eager to claim responsibility for the mistakes and shift credits to others, transfer credits to others, we are coming closer to Vaishnava culture. The more we are eager to take credit for our activities and not take responsibility for our mistakes, the more we are far away from Vaishnava culture, as clearly depicted in these pages of Bhagavatamruta. And our Narada Muni continued to defend Lord Shiva, and he quoted so many incidents, but I just quoted one. For example, Jayadratha. Let me quote one more. Jayadratha, he worshipped Lord Shiva and he wanted a boon. Basically, Jayadratha ultimately wanted to kill all the Pandavas, but Lord Shiva gave Jayadratha a boon, a limited boon, by which he could defeat only once the Pandavas, that to accept Arjuna. Shiva gave a boon, you will never be able to defeat Arjuna, and other Pandavas you will be able to defeat only one day. And of course, Jayadratha used that boon to kill Abhimanyu. But see, Shiva has given a limited boon because he knows that Jayadratha is an offender of Vaishnavas, but he is also obliged to offer a boon to Jayadratha because of his worship or meditation. So he gave a benediction to Jayadratha, which is actually not a benediction, which only caused his ruination. And ultimately, how did Arjuna kill Jayadratha? Which astra he used? Pashupatastra. And who gave that Pashupatastra to? So Jayadratha was killed by Arjuna with the weapon given by Lord Shiva. He is giving a boon to Jayadratha and he is arranging for the death of Jayadratha. Got it? So, and when Lord Ramachandra killed Ravanasur, although Shiva gave him boons, did Shiva come and support? Did Shiva come and support Ravana? Absolutely not. He rejoiced at the death of Ravana. Because Shiva is constantly meditating on Lord Ramachandra, how can he support anyone who is offending Lord Ramachandra? He is obliged to give boons to some demons because they follow certain methods to worship. And Shiva is also easily pleased. That is his personality. He is simple-hearted, he is innocent, he is accommodating, he is merciful. So that's why all these things happen. But at heart, Shiva is always on the side of Vishnu and Vishnu Bhaktas. He never sided the demons. And Shiva is detached also. At least Brahma has to give benedictions to maintain his status quo as Brahma, the creator of the universe. Some kind of identification with his position is there in Brahma's case. But in Shiva's case, he never identified himself with anything. I am a mendicant. Although he is the best of all Vaishnavas, best of all the Devatas, he never considered himself like that. He always considers himself very simple and insignificant. Like you see in the case of Daksha. Daksha offended Lord Shiva. Daksha criticized him in public. Daksha even cursed him that he will not have any share of sacrificial oblations. But Shiva did not mind. No problem. Let me just go. All the Devatas are having a share of sacrificial oblations. And why should Shiva also have a share? Shiva is much above the Devatas. Why should he sit along with them and eat these sacrificial offerings? Thus, Daksha's curse is actually a boon. And Shiva is least affected. Just like Lord Ramachandra. It was announced that Ram is going to be the king of Ayodhya. But overnight, the decision changed. But the same Pattabhisheka Muhurta, Ram, you will not be enthroned as the king of Ayodhya, you will be sent to Vanavas. There is no trace of disappointment in Lord Ramachandra's expression. There is zero change in his expression. Suddenly when you hear something, you will react in some way, right? You will be shocked, you will be surprised, at least for a moment. Okay. At least that much you should do, right? Zero change in expression. Ram is completely neutral. Similarly, when Daksha was cursing Lord Shiva, that you will not have any share in sacrificial oblations, then Shiva was not at all disappointed. He was silently sitting there. In Hindi, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Like that, what difference does it make? So I don't need all these sacrificial oblations. So he's like that. He's so neutral. Although he's deprived of some privileges, he is publicly defamed, and although he is criticized and cursed in public, still he was not embarrassed at all. Even when Chitraketu, who is a lesser devotee than Shiva, a younger devotee than Shiva, even when Chitraketu criticized Lord Shiva, Shiva never took offense. Shiva just felt that, okay, I am a devotee of Sankarshan. He is also a devotee of Sankarshan. He is commenting that I am sitting in public with my wife on my lap. I will also comment on him that he is traveling in this Vidyadhara airplane along with the Vidyadhara woman. So I will also comment. These are all jokes between me and him. We are both are worshippers of Sankarshan. Another airplane came today. Vidyadhara airplane. So Shiva is not considering himself as the best of Vaishnavas, not even a Vaishnava. Therefore, even if younger people, smaller people are also criticizing him, commenting on him, cursing him, taking him lightly, he is not at all offended, he is not at all affected at all. He is in his own world of meditation. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Generally, when we identify ourselves with our position, if a younger person comes and comments, gives a feedback, gives a correction, we feel offended. The more we advance in bhakti, the more we don't identify with our upadhis. People may attribute so many upadhis. You are a leader, you are a preacher, you are a teacher, you are a book distributor, you are an accountant, you are the best president, or you are the best singer, the best speaker. Many times we are identified with certain services, which is good. We need to have a service. We need to have an identity. But we should not identify ourselves with that identities. Some things may be under our control, but we should not identify with that controllership. We may possess some things, but we should not have that possessiveness. We may be famous for something, but we should not be a victim of that fame. People may glorify us, praise us, appreciate us for so many reasons, but what's the point? By being overwhelmed by all this material, external, temporary upadhis, they will only entangle us more and more. We should learn from Lord Shiva how not to be identifying with anything whatsoever in this planet. Just identify yourself as servant of the servant of the servant of Vaishnavas. I am not better than anyone on the planet. That is the mood of a Vaishnava, as demonstrated by Lord Shiva. Even sometimes, even rarely also, he will not think of himself greater than anyone. At least Brahma, Indra and other Vaishnavas, they must have thought, at least for a few moments, they were deviated from that good consciousness. But Shiva, he is pure devotee. He has absolutely no trace of pride, trace of ego. And by the way, Shiva is the deity of ego. He is the presiding deity of ego. He is Ahankara Adhishtana Devata. But he has no Ahankara. You are the presiding deity of Ahankar, but you don't have any Ahankar. You are the presiding deity of Tamogun, but you are in Shuddha Sattva Gun. And generally when we associate with something, when we control something, we are affected by it. If somebody is in charge of coal mine, there may be some coal on his face also. Some blackness on his face also. But he is unaffected. He is very clean like milk. Right? While being in coal mine, he looks like milk. Pure milk. That is Shiva. Completely unaffected. Snakes are around him. There is no poison in him. Poisonous snakes are around him, but his heart is filled with nectar. He drank poison. Snakes are not only around his neck, poisonous snakes are not only around his neck, poison is inside his neck. Garala Kantha, Nela Kantha. But his heart is filled with Amrit. What is the distance between Kantha and Hridaya? What's the distance between throat and heart? But heart is filled with nectar, throat is filled with poison. Although throat is filled with poison, no poison comes out of his mouth. Only pure nectar comes out of his mouth. Only pure glorification of devotees come out of his mouth. What is poison coming out of mouth? Vaishnava Ninda. criticism of Vaishnavas, blasphemy of Vaishnavas. That never comes from his mouth. He is so transparent, he is so innocent, he is so simple-hearted, he is so pure-hearted. He doesn't know even the spelling of diplomacy and hypocrisy. That is Lord Shiva. He doesn't know what is hypocrisy. He doesn't know what to beat around the bush. He is a very straightforward person. Very simple-hearted. So, that's why even demons cheat him. But Krishna protects him. Right? When a devotee is very innocent, other people may cheat him. But Krishna protects him. But when a devotee, that does not mean devotees have to be too naive and innocent. They should also have some smartness. But even if the devotee happens to be very innocent and naive, Krishna is there to protect him. But when a devotee is little manipulative, diplomatic, hypocritic, or says something and does something else, tries to take advantage of someone else's simplicity, they say ghumate, if they are like that, then definitely they have a long way to go. First they need to overcome these propensities. Maybe they must have come to a stage of following 4 regulative principles. That's great, all respects to them. But beyond that, there are some subtle principles that they need to follow. Ultimately, one who is simple-hearted can attain Krishna. That simple heart basically means doing the needful for Krishna's service, and sometimes as a part of service you may have to show some diplomacy, and that diplomacy employed in the service of the Lord is a part of bhakti. That's okay to some contexts, in some contexts. But when we are too hypocritical and diplomacy becomes some second nature, and when we have subtle attachments in the heart, then naturally we are far away from the Vaishnava standards. You see the gopis, they have zero diplomacy in the heart. They have zero selfishness in the heart. Their heart is only filled with prema and dainya. In the Bhagavatamruta only, as we move ahead, dainya and prema are non-different. What is Krishna prema? Dainya. Dainya means humility. Humility and Krishna prema are non-different. Gopis are the humblest devotees, topmost of all humble devotees, and they have the topmost of Krishna's prema also. And Shiva, who is aspiring to follow in the footsteps of the gopis, he is also demonstrating this mood. And Narada Muni highlighted one more thing. He said, Shiva, you always forgive Vaishnavas. Even if the Vaishnavas have done some mistakes, you have forgiven them. Because Chitraketu Maharaj is a Vaishnava, you forgive him even if he offended you and criticized you publicly, loudly and repeatedly. If Chitraketu had really concern, he should have taken Shiva in confidence and said, Shiva, you are keeping your wife in your lap in public. What will people think of you? They will misunderstand you. Please, I think he can consider this decision once again. He could have said it in private. But he spoke in public. And he spoke loudly. He spoke repeatedly. That shows Chitraketu Maharaj had a tinge of pride. Although he had a tinge of pride at this moment, he is a pure Vaishnava. Right? He is a Vaishnava. He is not as pure as Shiva, but he is a Vaishnava. He got the darshan of Lord Sankarshan. Because he is a devotee, Lord Shiva tolerated the offense of Chitraketu Maharaj. Of course, Mother Parvati did not tolerate, but forgive. Shiva forgive. Then, Shiva, you are the only person who has been bestowed the power to liberate others. No Devata has this power to liberate. Like Brahma cannot liberate, Indra cannot liberate, Chandra cannot liberate, Varuna, Vayu, Yama, nobody can liberate, but you and your wife Durga, you both can offer liberation to conditioned souls. So Krishna has empowered you like this means you are definitely the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. And you are so detached. You are so detached from any power or opulence. Although you have access to power and opulence and mercy and intimacy of Krishna, which is inaccessible and unobtainable even for Brahma also, still you are very humble, you are very detached. So how dear you are to Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna. So Narada Muni started praising Shiva so much, and he also praised Mother Parvati. By Mother Parvati's mercy, many people have become dear to Lord Krishna. She knows in detail the true nature of both Krishna and you. She is Krishna's own sister. Mother Parvati is Krishna's own sister. When the Lord has descended as Mother Yashoda Mata's son in his manifest pastimes, he told Durga, come, you please take birth as my sister. Can you just imagine? Shiva's wife, Durga or Parvati, is taking birth as a sibling of Krishna from Yashoda Mata's womb in Vrindavan Dham. How glorious Mother Parvati is. How glorious Shiva is. Shiva, you are a recipient of Krishna's mercy. Your wife is also a recipient of Krishna's mercy. You both are great. And you constantly please Mother Parvati. You give her pleasure by holding wonderful festivals in the Sadashiva Loka. Shiva is constantly conducting festivals and enthusing Mother Parvati by chanting Vishnu's names. Whenever Shiva chants Vishnu's names, Mother Parvati becomes excited. Many wives in this world, they ask their husbands to get so many expensive things for their pleasure. But Mother Parvati asks Lord Shiva only for one thing. Please conduct festivals. Please glorify the names of Vishnu. Please chant the names of Lord Hari. That will make me happy. She is a pure Vaishnavi. He is a pure Vaishnava. And your joy is only there in Vishnu Bhakti. So how can you not accept that you are the best recipient of Krishna's mercy, my dear Shiva? Then Shiva becomes even more embarrassed. Earlier Shiva became embarrassed and became angry. Second time Shiva even closed the mouth of Narada Muni. Narada Muni said, remove this, then I will glorify. And he glorified. Again Shiva became embarrassed. And this time Shiva doesn't give any opportunity for Narada Muni to speak. He will speak for long now. So he says that Narada Muni, please understand how much ahankar I have. You are free from every trace of pride. You have absolutely no ego. Therefore, you cannot see ego in others. As we discussed yesterday, when you are pure-hearted, when you are simple-hearted, when you have no ulterior motives, you cannot detect ulterior motives in others. When you are selfless, you think that others are also selfless. So Shiva is definitely selfless and pure-hearted, so he cannot detect any envy in others, he cannot detect any malice in others. But Shiva is saying that I am a deity of ahankar. Narada Muni, you have no trace of ahankar. Therefore, you cannot detect any ahankar in me. How simple he is. Then he says, how can you compare me, the root of all pride, to Krishna? He is the Lord of prideless sages. So Shiva says, I consider myself Lokesha, the master of this universe. Gnanado Gnani, I consider myself the giver of knowledge to the knowledgeable people. Mukti Prada, I also consider myself the giver of liberation to liberation seekers. So you glorified me so much, but I have these false identities. I consider myself better than others many times. So, and also, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Shiva says, you know what job I do in this cosmic administration? I take the job of annihilation. I take the job of destruction. My job is to destroy everything that Vishnu has created. See, just by seeing my job description, you should understand how fallen I am. You know, I am in charge of which department? Tamoguna department in this cosmos. See, I am not even Satoguna in charge also. How can you glorify me? If I had even a drop of Lord Hari's mercy, why did he fight me and took the Parijata flower? Why did he fight with me in that Aniruddha Usha episode? He fought Krishna and Shiva fought with each other with weapons. Shiva is holding Trishula, Krishna is holding Sudarshan Chakra. Shiva is sending Shiva Jvara, Krishna is sending Vishnu Jvara. So we fought. Brahma never fought. Indra never fought. Indra did not fight. Indra only sent some rain. But I fought with him directly face to face. How can you even consider me as a Vaishnava? Forget best of all Vaishnavas. Forget the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. How can you even consider me a Vaishnava? Why would he worship me, his servant? Sometimes in some forms of the Lord, like Shiva is worshipped by Krishna. Once Krishna worshipped Lord Shiva, asked him a benediction, can you give me a good son? Then Shiva bestowed, Samba will be your son, Jambavati's son. And Samba did so many mistakes. So if I'm really intimate to Krishna, why would Krishna behave in such a formal way with me and worship me? So Shiva is feeling so embarrassed that Krishna is worshipping him. He is not feeling happy. Yes, Krishna is worshipping me means I must be very great. No, Krishna is worshipping me means I am not at all close to him. I am not intimate to him. He considers me so far. Now let's talk about the author of this book, Sanatana Goswami. Once, Sanatana Goswami was in Jagannath Puri. There, he had some sores all over his body, some wounds all over his body, constantly emanating pus and blood. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is embracing him. And Sanatana Goswami was feeling very embarrassed with this embrace. Then Jagadananda Pandit told Sanatana Goswami, you came to see Lord Chaitanya, you saw, you attended Rath Yatra also. Better you go back to Vrindavan. Go. Enough. You are feeling embarrassed here, Mahaprabhu is embracing you. So you better go to Vrindavan and stay there. Then Sanatana Goswami decides. You know the story, right? Some of you at least. So Sanatana Goswami thought of clearing this place, Jagannath Puri, and going to Vrindavan. He expressed his decision to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who is the Jaga? He has the boldness to give you advice. He's like a small child. He's a mere boy. And you are an Acharya, Sanatana Goswami. You are on the level of being my advisor. And this young boy, Jagadananda Pandit, is giving you suggestion to go to Vrindavan. And hearing this chastisement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatana Goswami said, my dear Lord, now I understood how intimate Jagadananda Pandit is to you and how fallen am I. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that you are an Acharya, you are my advisor, and Jagadananda is a mere boy. But Sanatana Goswami saw it from a totally different vision. Mahaprabhu is taking the liberty of chastising and scolding loudly this Jagadananda Pandit because he considers him very intimate. And Mahaprabhu is praising Sanatana Goswami because he is only having a formal relation. So Sanatana Goswami said, you are making him eat the sweet grapes of your chastisement and you are making me eat the bitter nimbafala. The fruits of neem tree and the fruits of a grape tree, they both look similar, isn't it? But grapes are sweet and neem fruits are bitter. So Mahaprabhu, you are making me eat these neem fruits of your praises, your formal praises, your official praises, because I am not very intimate to you. When you are not very intimate with someone, then you feel like you don't give feedback. They ask for any feedback. If you are intimate, you will immediately give feedback. But if that intimacy levels are not there, then you feel, whatever is happening is very great, wonderful, amazing, right? You don't want to find, of course, not that we have to deliberately find fault, but the point is, when there is intimacy, there is a freedom of expression. There is no hesitation in expression. But when there is no intimacy, there is formality. You feel that I will not openly speak my heart. So Shiva is saying something similar. Why would Krishna worship me if he really loves me, if he considers me really his intimate devotee? That worship is an austerity, is an embarrassment. I cannot accept this worship. I cannot have this formal dealings with him. So this is how Shiva is presenting himself very lowly and not at all recipient of Krishna's mercy. And one more point. Shiva says, If Krishna is really merciful upon me, why would he order me to preach Mayavad? Shiva became Shankaracharya, and Shankaracharya spoke this Mayavad philosophy. And Shiva says, I have been asked to speak Mayavad philosophy. And Mayavadam Asat Shastram, Jivan Janan Mad Vimukhan Kuru. Krishna personally called me and instructed me that you turn people away from me by preaching Mayavad. Right? What kind of instruction is this? Did you find any Vaishnava getting such an instruction? Many Vaishnavas were instructed by the Lord or empowered by the Lord to bring conditioned souls close to Him. And here is Lord Krishna giving me this instruction to take the souls away from me by preaching Mayavadi philosophy. So Shiva says, I am not a recipient of Krishna's mercy. But we can refute this also. We don't have to wait till Narada Muni. You know the story? Why Shankara has to introduce Mayavad philosophy? Once upon a time, if you all know, I will skip this and move ahead. Okay, fine. Long ago, there were some people, Brahmanas especially, they're addicted to conducting animal sacrifices. And in those animal sacrifices, they are referring to the Vedas. So Lord Vishnu felt so pained. In the name of Vedic sacrifices, these people are killing innocent animals. Nindasi yagna vidhe ha shakti jatam sadaya hridaya darshita pashu ghatam keshava dharita buddha sharira jaya jagadisha hari. Nindasi yagna vidhe. They are using yagna vidhis. Ha shruti jatam mentioned in the Shruti scriptures. And they are killing so many animals. So we must stop it. So Lord Vishnu appeared as Buddha and told all these people, you stop these animal sacrifices. They said they are mentioned in the Vedas. Then Buddha said, I reject the Vedas. Then he started spreading Buddhism rampantly. And everybody is becoming very sattvic, non-violent, no animal sacrifices, no Vedas. Ultimate truth is void, voidism, impersonalism. So voidism, and this Sunyavad is spreading everywhere. Why? Because, you see, the Vedas are supposed to take us towards Krishna. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo vedanta krut veda videva chaham. Conditioned souls are here, Krishna is here. The Vedas are supposed to take conditioned souls towards Krishna, right? But they are using the Vedas, conducting animal sacrifices and taking people away from Krishna. Gadi is going in this opposite direction. Then Lord Buddha came and stopped this Gadi. He stopped this Gadi by rejecting the Vedas and stopping the animal sacrifices. Once the Gadi stops, it has to be turned towards the right direction, right? Then Shankara came. Lord Shiva came as Shankaracharya and re-established the authority of the Vedas by introducing Mayavad, by saying that you are God. So Buddha told to reject the Vedas, but please understand, Vedas say that you are God. Aham Brahmasmi. Somehow to re-establish the Vedas, Vedic authority, he gave a misinterpretation to the Vedas, which is very appealing to people. That's how he introduced Mayavad, Advaitavad. You and God are not different. In fact, that Advaitavad is not completely wrong. We are definitely qualitatively similar to the Lord. He is spiritual, we are spiritual. He is Sachidananda, we are Sachidananda. He is eternal, we are eternal. He has no birth, we have no birth. He has no death, we have no death. In that sense, we and he are same. But he is infinite, we are infinitesimal. There is a difference also. So Shankaracharya ignored the difference part and highlighted the equality part, and that's how he introduced Mayavad. Everything is one. But through that he introduced the Vedas, reintroduced the Vedas. So Gadi turned this direction. But it has to be brought towards the main direction, right? Then Madhvacharya came. He introduced Dvaitavad. This is Advaita, and Dvaita is introduced. You and God are different. Then Visishta Advaita, Dvaita Advaita. Finally, Achintya Bheda Bheda. Now Gadi is in this direction. But those who are traveling in that Gadi are very less. That is there. But Sumedhasa, isn't the Sumedhasa, right? But nevertheless, Shankaracharya has played a very key role in establishing the right philosophy. Buddha also played a key role. Although they seem to be going against the Vedic teachings, but still to re-establish the Vedic teachings, they played their role, right? But Shiva says, if I am really the recipient of Krishna's mercy, why would Krishna engage me in this service of establishing this philosophy? Mayavad philosophy, Mayavadam Shastram. Then you also praise me, Narada Muni, you also praise me that I have the power to liberate. But no Vaishnava wants liberation. Every Vaishnava wants only pure, unalloyed, eternal service to Krishna life after life. Who will take liberation from me? All them giving liberation. Only some foolish people will accept liberation. But intelligent Vaishnavas will never accept liberation. They want eternal service to the Lord. Therefore, my power to liberate is not power at all. So in this way, Shiva refuted all the arguments presented by Narada Muni, did not accept any praise. You can become a good advocate by reading Bhagavatamruta. Right? How to find the finer nuances of others' statements and refuting them, chopping them off completely, defeating them. So Bhagavatamruta gives you sufficient inputs to become an advocate. But in all this argumentation and counter-argumentation, there is only humility. A devotee is giving arguments to show humility. A devotee is giving counter-arguments again to show humility, to turn the praise towards someone else. Then finally, after refuting the praise of Narada Muni, Shiva started glorifying the Vaikuntha-vasis. I am a Sadashiva Lokavasi, but Vaikuntha-vasis are the real recipients of Krishna's mercy. I may be worshipping Lord Sankarshna in my Shivaloka, but they are directly seeing and having face-to-face interaction with Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. So, Tat Krishna Parshada Sreshta. Therefore, O best of Krishna's associates, please don't consider me as the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. Please understand that the residents of Vaikuntha-vasis are the best recipients of Krishna's mercy. They gave up everything as worthless straw on the street. They worship their dear Hari in pure devotion. They have no regard for any worldly achievements. They don't want dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They won't even glance at these four purusharthas. They are completely devoid of any false pride. And those who are in Vaikuntha, worshipping the Lord, serving the Lord, hearing about the Lord, chanting the glories of the Lord, they are the purest Vaishnavas and they are the best recipients of Krishna's mercy. Without any distraction, they praise the Lord. Vaimanika salalana saritani shasvat gayanti yatra shamalakshapanani bhartuhu antarjalena vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandita dhiyopyanilam kshipantah. Although these Vaikuntha-vasis have their private airplanes, still, and in their private airplanes, they are constantly with their consorts. Still, the thoughts of sense enjoyment will not even cross their minds. They are constantly absorbed in glorifying Lord Hari. Even when the sweet fragrance of Madhu Madhavi flowers enter their nostrils, they condemn such fragrance. Gandhena khandita dhiyopyanilam kshipant. They completely abandon that distraction caused by the fragrance and they glorify the Lord. Yat sankulam haripadanati matra drishtair vaidurya marakata hemamayair vimanaihi yesham bruhad katitata smita shobhimukhya krishnatmanam naraja adadhurutsma yagyehi. Lord Shiva says that all the Vaikuntha-vasis, Vaikuntha men, have intimate association of Vaikuntha women, their consorts. There is intimacy, there is beauty, there is seclusion, but there is no gratification, there is no sense gratification. Because Krishnatmanam, they are completely absorbed in Krishna. Na raja adadhurutsmayajay, passionate desires for sense enjoyment will not even enter their minds. That's how Vaikuntavasis are loving Krishna, serving Krishna, glorifying Krishna constantly. Just as Lord is Sachidananda, he has Sachidananda powers, these Vaishnavas, Vaikuntavasis also have Sachidananda powers. They are as independent as the Lord. In fact, they can liberate anyone. The kind of liberation that I give to the conditioned souls is insignificant. But Vaikuntavasis can liberate. As soon as Ajamil said Narayana, 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 immediately 4 Vishnudutas came and liberated Ajamil from hell. And after 12 years, they again took him to Vaikuntha. Have you ever heard me doing that? Driving Vaikuntha airplane? No. Vaikuntavasis are the best. They are satisfied simply by worshipping Lord Hari. They travel freely. Their main job is to protect Vaishnavas. They don't play other roles of being the in charge of Tamogun, being the in charge of destruction of the universe. They don't play all these kinds of roles. The roles that I am playing are also very austere roles. We are given the instruction, you can destroy the universe, or destroy this planet, or destroy this building. That's your service, Vaishnava Seva, or Krishna Seva, devotional service. That service is not very exciting at all. But if your service is serve these Vaishnavas, liberate these Vaishnavas, train these Vaishnavas in Hari Bhakti, that's more exciting. So Shiva says that Vaikuntavasis are the best. They are always residing in Vaikuntha, seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha and caring for them. Fine. We are speaking a lot about Vaikuntavasis, Vaishnavas there. What about the Vaishnavas in the material world? Shiva says, I consider them also worshipable. Not only those people personally residing in Vaikuntha, even those Vaishnavas living in the material world in Vaikuntha consciousness are also as good as Vaikuntavasis. And I respect them also. And Lord Shiva glorifies the unparalleled glory of Vaikuntha. They have the highest compassion, they have the highest prema bhakti. Many beautiful shlokas are there, but I will try to bring the chapter to a conclusion soon. So Lord Shiva describes the qualities of the devotees in the material world also. They are totally surrendered. They love Krishna. They are completely detached. They are transcendental, although they are in this mortal world. They are fearless. They have no selfish desires. They are greedy for love. They are greedy to taste the pleasure of Krishna prema. They have that equanimity. So Vaishnavas are very dear to me than myself, than Vishnu himself. This is how Shiva glorified the Vaishnavas, right? Of course, all the Vaishnavas in the material world are also as glorious as Vaikuntavasis. Still, Vaikuntavasis who are actually residing in Vaikuntha are definitely more glorious. That is also acknowledged. They are greater. So we need not think that we are better than them. If at all we are considering one who claims to be a Vaishnava. So now, Parvati introduced into the discussion. Shiva and Narada Muni, they are discussing. Parvati came. She has been hearing, but she was silent so far. So, as long as Shiva was refuting Narada Muni's praise, Parvati did not say anything. Fine. Let my husband is humbling himself. Okay, let him do that. And when Shiva was glorifying Vaikuntavasis, then also Parvati did not say anything so far. But at the end, Parvati wanted to establish the glory of her friend. Who is that friend? Lakshmi Devi. You are glorifying Vaikuntavasis so much. Why are you not specifically glorifying Lakshmi Devi, who is the best of all Vaikuntavasis? Then she says, Goddess Sri is the most famous and the best of all Vaikuntavasis, and very dear to Lord Hari. Therefore, she is also called Hari Priya. By her merciful glance, all the devatas of various planets are endowed with powers, knowledge, detachment, and devotion. And she is the role model of all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And Parvati Devi glorified Mother Lakshmi so much. Then Narada Muni became very excited finally. He did not refute Shiva's praise anymore. He said, okay, Vaikuntha-vasis are best. It's convincing. Let me go there now. He's about to go to Vaikuntha in front of Mother Parvati and Shiva. Then, while going to Vaikuntha, he started praising the names of the Lord. Kamala Kanta, Vaikunthapati, Vaikuntha Hari. He was glorifying the Lord so much, and he was playing his veena. He was about to go to Vaikuntha. Immediately Shiva caught his hand. Narada Muni, where are you going? Vaikuntha. I can guess it, but don't go. Come. Parvati is there. I have to tell you some secret. So Shiva dragged Narada Muni to a secluded place and started speaking in his ears, secretly. Why secretly? Because he does not want to speak in front of his wife, Parvati. Because what he is going to speak to Narada Muni might agitate Parvati. She may get offended. And in her agitation, she may speak ill about Shiva. She may even disrespect Narada Muni, which is not good for her. Therefore, out of sensitivity, Shiva wanted to reveal something in the ears of Narada Muni secretly. He says, my dear Narada Muni, definitely the Vaikuntha-vasis are glorious. I glorified, she also glorified. But there is someone who is more glorious than the Vaikuntha-vasis also. Yes, Prahlad Maharaj. This Prahlad Maharaj is the best recipient of Krishna's mercy. Why? During Narasimha Avatar, all the Vaikuntha-vasis offered prayers to Narasimhadev. All the Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, Prajapatis, Manus, Rishis, Nagas, Shiva himself, myself, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all these people glorified, offered praises to Narasimhadev, but Narasimhadev was not pacified at all. Then Lakshmi was approached. Lakshmi Devi, he's your husband. Why don't you go and console him? Why don't you go and pacify him? But she got scared. I cannot even approach my husband like this. I have never seen my husband in this way. Of course, that is because of the influence of Leela Shakti. So, Mother Lakshmi did not come forward to even pacify Narasimhadev. Did not even come near him. Forget speaking to him or consoling him. She also took a back seat. When everybody took a back seat, when everybody failed in their attempts to glorify and praise Narasimhadev and calm him down and please him, it is Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old child devotee, who pacified Narasimhadev. There it is very clear that Prahlad Maharaj's position is superior to me, Shiva, superior to Brahma, superior to Lakshmi, superior to all the Vaikuntha-vasis, superior to all the Devatas and Rishis, everybody. Prahlad is the best. You should go and meet Prahlad. Then Narada Muni, Lord Shiva said, Prahlad stands out as an example of perfection amongst the countless devotees of the Lord. The Lord himself says, no one, including my wife, is as dear to me as my devotee, and Prahlad Maharaj is one of the foremost devotees. So why did the Lord show mercy towards Bali Maharaj? Not because of Bali's surrender. Many people think Bali Maharaj offered all the 3 worlds to him. All the 3 worlds were offered by Bali Maharaj to Lord Vamanadev. Such a surrender. He even denied his Sukracharya, his guru. Bali Maharaj's surrender is glorified so much, but the Lord is not impressed with Bali Maharaj's insignificant offering of the 3 worlds, or his boldness in denying the instructions of his guru, or his quote-unquote Atmanivedanam of bowing down in front of the Lord. Lord Vamanadev showed mercy on Bali Maharaj only because of the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Sometime back, oh Narada Muni, you are glorifying me so much that because Banasur is my devotee, the Lord showed some mercy on Banasur. That's wrong. Banasur happens to be the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Because the Lord loves Prahlad Maharaj so much, he showed mercy on his son Bali Maharaj, mercy on his grandson Banasur. It's not me, I'm nowhere involved only. So Lord Shiva not only refuted all the praise of Narada Muni, he is also diverting the praise to Prahlad Maharaj. So the Lord showed mercy on Bali Maharaj or Banasur only because of Prahlad Maharaj. So there are many other finer nuances. So finally, Lord Shiva said, you crossed the material world and came to the spiritual world, but still I'm sending you back to the material world. Go to this material Brahmanda. Go to Sutala Loka. In Sutala Loka, Prahlad Maharaj is there. Why is he sitting there? Because when Bali Maharaj was subdued by Vamanadev, Vamanadev sent him to Sutala Loka, saying that in the next manvantara you can become Indra. Not now. You go to Sutala Loka. Prahlad Maharaj, you also go with him. I will also come. So since then, Prahlad Maharaj is staying in Sutala Loka. You will meet him. But one warning, my dear Narada Muni. After hearing all the glorification of Prahlad Maharaj as I have done, you may become reverential towards Prahlad Maharaj. You may go and offer him obeisances. You may go and praise him. But he will be very unhappy. He will be very upset. He may not even talk to you if you do so. Because he is very humble. Because you are his guru. He will not be happy to hear his own glories from you. So don't praise him. Don't offer obeisances to him. Offer him blessings. And also offer my best wishes. Also just convey my best wishes to him. My blessings to him. Although he is superior to me, because he is younger, because he will be embarrassed if I offer obeisances, therefore I am sending my blessings. You also give his blessings. Give your blessings. So go and meet him. But Narada Muni, after meeting Prahlad Maharaj, he offers obeisances. He praises him. He doesn't follow the instructions of Shiva. There is humility. So go quickly to Sutala Loka. We managed to complete the 3rd chapter in a super fast-paced manner, skipping so many finer nuances. But this is the end of the 3rd chapter. In the 4th chapter, which is entitled Bhakta, the devotee, Prahlad Maharaj is glorified by Narada Muni, and Prahlad Maharaj refutes that praise of Narada Muni and says, you may say that I remembered the Lord, I am a great example of Smaranam, but I just remembered the Lord when I am in difficulty, but I never offered any service to the Lord. Hanumanji has done great service. You better go and meet Hanuman. So next chapter is glories of Prahlad and Hanuman. श्री भागवतामृत की जय, श्री सनातन गोस्वामी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhuji, I think I have to do something. You have to remove that clock from there.
Please got us from there, left us in Sutala.
Yeah. We are nowhere, not neither Sutaloka nor Sadashivaloka. But how many of you, please, if somebody has an important reason not to go, to raise their hand, but how many are not comfortable to extend the class till 10 o'clock? It's okay if you live. All of you are comfortable? Huh? You are not comfortable. Yeah, because you have to go down. Okay. So 1, 2, okay, 3. Yes, Nadia has to go to hospital. I think 3, right? 3 out of 100 is manageable, right? So
This is for tomorrow, not today.
Yeah, well, which event today? Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow, Monday, next Monday. Okay.
So we'll decide on today or later, but first I just wanted to take a vote. So the 3 devotees, then what we can do, we can get the prasadam and we will serve the devotees whenever they have to leave. We can have the prasadam and still hear the class value. Have the prasadam so that the class continues. Let's make sure that this opportunity that we are getting, too greedy, greedy person what to do. That this has to flow incessantly and we all want to hear it. Are you all agreeing with that? Another thing, very good news to all of you, is Prabhuji has extended his stay by another 2 days.
Prabhuji asked me at least 6-7 times. I have to surrender. Publicly, privately, while driving. Yes, Prabhuji.
We know him for 10 years now.
Prabhuji, is there anything more valuable? नहीं है, क्या पूछना ही पड़ेगा. So this is really amazing that we have 7 chapters in Bhagavatamruta. We're getting 7 days, right, total. So 5th day was going to be Monday. So Prabhuji is going to take class on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday also. And if you are too greedy, we can still extend it.
The 8th class will be given by 11th.
Really. So Prabhuji has agreed. And how many of you know there is Bruhad Bhagavatamruta being discussed, and there is Bruhad Bhagavatamruta Prabhu also here. That Prabhuji's name is Bruhad Bhagavatamruta. Prabhuji has come from North India. He's a wonderful disciple of His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj, the one who opened this center for us. And when I told Prabhuji that we are going to take these classes, then Prabhuji said, I want to invite one devotee. And his name is Bruhad Bhagavatamruta. I said, please invite. So let us welcome Bruhad Bhagavatamruta Prabhu with 3 Lord Haribol. So once again, let us try to take maximum advantage so that Prabhuji doesn't stop himself from giving us. So that's why I said let's go to 10. Let's start at 8. Today again we 15 minutes late. 15 we started, but let's start at 8. Try to come here by 7:45. You can, if you want, you can. So please come by 7:45 and we'll start at 8 and we'll go on till 10. And 10 o'clock breakfast will start. And there are wonderful classes planned tomorrow and day after. So we don't want to miss them. So they are in morning in. I'll just tell quickly. In Lanza Metania it is there. And one sequence have to go. First is Zenith he wants to tell. So there is the evening. So morning is Lanza Metania. It will be in Telugu there. And then after that in my home Ankura. Right? It will be in English there. Different topics, wonderful topics. Yesterday topic in Rajan Prabhu's house was unbelievable. Right? Aushadhi, filled with medicine. And then in Zenith, in Deepa Maharaj's house, right? Yeah. So your house will be crowded more, so plan. So then next day morning, Sunday morning, in Chandanagar, in Apata community, you all can go, big place. And then followed by Pavan Prabhu's glorious BHCL congregation, right? At 11 o'clock. And then in Bhakti Center. So this is very special session in Bhakti Center. I requested Prabhuji and Prabhuji refuted. I will not take this. I will not take this. And I requested, please Prabhu, take this session on 10 offenses to the holy names. And Prabhuji said,
He will make anybody surrender to his demands.
Prabhuji said, no, I'm sorry. Prabhuji, you don't take the whole thing. Then Prabhuji said, I'm just revealing some internal. Prabhuji said, okay, I'll take one offense. I'll take one Vaishnava. I said, Prabhu, that we are anyway doing. Please go forward. Please tell all the remaining also. We hear many lectures on Vaishnava, but a lot of people have little doubts or lack of clarity on the remaining 9. Don't miss it. It will be a 3.5 hour session, starting at 5. Right? So don't come late. If you come, you will miss Vaishnava. We will do Vaishnava. That's the first offense. Right? So 5 o'clock it's going to start on Sunday. It will go on until the 10th offense is completed. No, we will not. Have we completed everything? We will not do the 10th offense. We will learn all of them. How many are excited for that Sunday? Very good. So Monday morning again, Bruhad Bhagavatam is going to start. And Monday evening and Tuesday evening, I think Tuesday evening it's going to be my home jewel. It's going there. So Monday evening is still open. So if anybody wants to call for their congregation, please approach me, and the congregational program is going. just to, not to new people. Mostly Prabhuji is focusing on, devotees who are practicing. Of course, new people can come, but mostly he wants to give it, to help us all raise in Krishna consciousness. But please send your proposals, I'll evaluate, I'll try to see where maximum mercy can be bestowed. You also can send me a message for, and we will plan. But try to make it nearby only. Prabhuji doesn't want to travel and he's not well also right now. Let's pray. In fact, Prabhuji had some other, TV interviews also which is cancelling because he can give to us, maximum voice and maximum presence. So let us once again thank His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu with very loud and enthusiastic. Prabhuji is concluded today and Prabhuji also needs to take some rest. We'll stop it here. But there is a lot to hear in the following. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Prashadam is yet to come. Okay, anybody has any questions? Can we take any questions? Yeah, another one thing. Please just hold on. Yeah, just hold on. Hare Krishna. So one other thing I would suggest, I'm only suggesting. Yesterday after the lecture, when we all sat down for Prashad, we tried to do something nice, which really added to the, the essence of why we came here. I asked everybody to tell what they best liked in the class. So normally when we sit for Prashadam, we start, gossip starts. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't want to pollute this beautiful environment and lessons that we have received here with unnecessary talk. I'll come, who will drop you, this car, this. We know where we'll go anyways. Instead, let us all sit in circles in Prashadam and let us give an opportunity to each one to tell what they liked in the class. It's literally like nectar coming out immediately. That's just a suggestion.
They can do it now also.
Yeah.
They can do it now also. Till Prasadam comes.
Yeah.
Not only after Prasadam comes.
Okay. So anybody has any reflections or questions? Mati, you got many chances. I'll give chance to somebody else.
After everybody.
Yeah, after everybody. Don't mind. Your questions are always great, but just want to make sure. Yes. Yeah.
In between, you said that we had to get rid of upadhis because upadhis, I think you said it is little ego for us, maybe something like that. You said that we should not be affected by upadhis. So my question is that now we want to do, we are not pure devotees. Whatever we do, like service or even for existence, we have to do some upadhis, maybe job or relation with our wife, parents, whatever. So we can do that properly only if we identify with that upadhi. How to not get affected by that wrongly?
We need to do the needful according to the different roles and responsibilities that we have. You may be an employee in a company, you may be a member in a congregation, you may be son of some parents, father of some kids, or you're a citizen in this country. So you have to do the needful in all those roles and the associated responsibilities. But amongst or apart from all these roles, we have a special, unique and eternal and permanent role as servant of Krishna. Dharma is generally understood as duty. Sometimes dharma is understood as morals or principles or ethics. But dharma is basically the intrinsic characteristic of a thing or a person. So, dharma is not just duty. You may have your varna dharma, your ashrama dharma, your vritti dharma, udyoga dharma, kutumba dharma. Then you have samanya dharma, sadharana dharma. So many dharmas you are playing, but ultimate paro dharma is to love Krishna, to serve Krishna. The intrinsic characteristic of every single living being is to love Krishna and serve Krishna. That's ultimate dharma. So, other roles are important, definitely. As Brahma said, sthane sthitaha srutigatam tanuvan manobhir ye prayaso jitajitopyasi traiste loke. You stay in your varna, in your ashram, in your current position and do the needful according to those quote-unquote upadhis or identities. But understand that your ultimate identity is servant of Krishna. What are you doing about it? So, you need to balance both. allocate some quality time to pursue your eternal goal of attaining Krishna Prema, and allocate whatever time is required to survive in this world without overly identifying oneself with that. Krishna says, Padma Patra Vivambhasa, means you may be living in this world but you are not of this world. You may be playing so many roles in this world, but the roles are temporary. But you have to responsibly do the roles. But ensure that the responsibility should not become an attachment. Let me give a simple example. You are traveling in a railway station, or you are in a transit, you have to catch another flight. As long as you are waiting in the airport, half an hour or 1 hour, you have to keep your surroundings clean. Know that the airport doesn't belong to you. Know that the seat in which you are sitting in that airport or in the airplane doesn't belong to you. But it is responsibility to keep it clean, to not tear it, to not destroy things around, to not disturb others sitting next to you. So there is responsibility there. Although nothing belongs to you there, you are there only as a visitor for some time, for 1 hour. Still, it's a responsibility to maintain the sanctity and decorum and dignity of that place and not disturb anyone. So that is 1 hour transit time. But this is 100 years time. We may be staying in here for 100 years or 70 years or whatever. As long as we are here, we'll do the needful. We'll do things with responsibility. We'll interact with people with responsibility. We'll play our different roles with responsibility. Whatever is expected of a passenger, you have to do the needful when you are traveling in a flight. Similarly, what is expected of a civilized human being in this world, you do the needful. But ultimately, you prioritize your ultimate goal of serving Krishna, loving Krishna, developing that Krishna Prema. Okay. And that happens when the association of devotees only. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I have two questions, and one of them was this, what Prabhuji has already asked. The other question that I had is that always I have heard that Shiva and Durga, so you should pray Shiva or Durga, then you have to be there in this material world. So this is first time that I am hearing that you pray to Shiva or Durga, then you have to get liberated. So if you can throw a little bit light on.
You need not pray to Shiva or Durga for liberation also. You pray to Shiva and Durga for pure devotional service. They are Vaishnavas. She is a Vaishnavi and he is a Vaishnava. You pray for Vishnu Bhakti, not for liberation. They have the ability to give liberation, but they will be excited to give Bhakti, not Mukti. They can give Mukti, but you don't want Mukti. Or we should not aspire for Mukti. We should aspire for Bhakti, and they have that Bhakti profusely, they will give us. Does it answer your question?
Yeah. So, yes, that I understand, but always I have this question on, because there are Shaivites, and always I was just looking at that, why are they not doing like Bhakti to Lord Krishna or say Hari, and they are doing it for Shiva?
Because many worshippers of Lord Shiva worship him for material boons. And they may sometimes even worship him as the ultimate Lord also, disconnecting him from his Lord. Many Devata worshippers, they worship Devatas, identifying these Devatas as independent controllers, independent lords. That's where they do mistake. But if they see them in connection with the Supreme Lord, and if they ask them for devotion towards the Supreme Lord, and all these Devatas, especially Shiva, is happy to bestow that. Anyone from Mataji's side?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bruhad Bhagavatamruta is having two parts, right, Prabhuji? So, are we planning to cover the second part of the glories of
I am not sure if I will complete the first part in this visit, okay? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandapana. Two questions, Prabhuji. One is about people who are worshipping Lord Shiva. So I have seen personally examples of people who are worshipping Lord Shiva without any desires, suddenly somehow get in contact with devotees, and then they come into Krishna consciousness. Many such examples. What happens to the people who worship Shiva as the ultimate God, do not desire liberation, but do not desire, they do not know anything about Krishna consciousness?
That's fine. When they are approaching Lord Shiva, not knowing much about Vishnu or Krishna, not even aspiring for Vishnu Bhakti or Krishna Bhakti, then also they are safe. Because they are approaching Shiva and Shiva's heart is filled with Krishna only. He will introduce Krishna to them. He will divert them to them. If somebody comes to you out of affection for you, what will you do? You will divert them to Madan Mohan. Right? Similarly, when somebody approaches Shiva, without knowing much about Vishnu and all, still Shiva will divert them to Vishnu.
So it could be in another lifetime. So we may not be seeing it as Shiva Bhakta, but suddenly it could be introduced. That is one question.
Yes.
Just one. Little question, The second question, Prabhuji, is about, I want to know that this has been for a long time there in my mind. What is the difference in functionality of Shambhu, who is the personified glance of Mahavishnu? Is that the same as Sadashiva, who is there in the spiritual world?
I don't know the finer details there.
So this, okay, now the difference between Sadashiva and the Gunavatara Shiva between Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and the Rudra who is meeting Prachitas and glorifying Lord, what is the functional difference?
There are 11 Rudras, they have different functions. Within Bhagavatam, their names are mentioned. But you may have to read other commentaries of Bhagavatam or beyond Bhagavatam to find the details of all the other Shivas. You don't know.
Like the Brahma Vishnu Shiva?
He's a
Is
Gunavatar.
one of the Rudras, or is the Brahma Vishnu Shiva one of the Rudras, or Shiva is like a separate Gunavatar who has come for annihilation and taking charge?
It's one Lord manifesting in multiple forms. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any other? Any application oriented, principle oriented questions than detail oriented questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
All are scholars here, it seems.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanavad. First of all, I want to thank you. My throat is bad. For your nectar words, and it's like, pouring nectar through all the drinking nectar of the Bruhad Bhagavatamruta. This first time I'm hearing, and it's really sweet to hear about other bhaktas and how much humble they are at each, though they are so great, like Brahma and Shiva. And my one small doubt, I know it is very nerd, I'm a new devotee here, so I've been practicing for only 1 year, and I'm still in that struggle to become purified more and more. So actually it's a question by my child, she is 11 years old. So we always hear from Prabhupada and other notes that when we come into Krishna consciousness, our soul gets purified. We are all conditioned soul. So we don't know how much we traveled, thousands of past lives, and how much future lives we have to go back to Godhead. And then my daughter is asking me actually that if I get initiated in this material world, in this life, how can I go into a super fast mode and reach Krishna? Like, what should I do if I just do chant 16 times, will I just reach Krishna in one life? How is that possible? That was her question. I'm just
Is she
asking.
here?
I didn't have an answer for that.
Is she here?
No, she's not here. She went to school, but
Will she come tomorrow?
She will come on Sunday. She will come here.
Sunday, let her ask question.
Okay.
I'll answer her directly.
Okay.
Same for him.
Sorry to be functionally stopping all of you. But Prabhuji has to take rest also, and Prachadam also, everybody has to go. So thank you. Thank you everybody. Please honor Prachadam. If somebody wants to sponsor part of the fees or the full fees or all the fees, please meet Shigopal Prabhu. Shigopal Prabhu is standing right there holding it.
ఇప్పుడు కాడా చేస్తాను
Kada
చేసి ఇక్కడ పెడతాను.
they're taking
Mahamashare Govinde, Nam Dharani Vaishnave. So